Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday night. Currently 7:45 p.m. Thought I'd get on here quickly and do my South Sydney 2020 preview and then go ahead and watch the Matty John show. Hope you guys are doing well. So let's just get straight into it, eh? Like, no messing around. Let's get into the preview. So, welcome to the 2020 South Sydney Rabbitohs preview for the season. Now, like I've done with the other sides, I'm going to go through the South Sydney 1 to 17 team that I think they should select, and let me know if you agree. I know James Roberts won't be there, but when he's fit, he'll be in this side. I have no doubt about it. So let's just go through it. Fullback Alex Johnson. On the wings, Dane Gagai and Campbell Graham. In the centres, Latrell Mitchell and James Roberts. 5'8" Cody Walker, halfback Adam Reynolds, and he's also the captain, Adam Reynolds. Front row, Liam Knight and Tom Burgess. Hooker is Damien Cook. The second row is Jaden Sewer and Ethan Lowe. The lock is Cameron Murray. And on the interchange bench, Harm Sele, Tavita Totola, Mark Nichols, and Patrick Mago. That is the South Sydney side that I would field. I don't think Latrell Mitchell is a fullback. I'll get to that in a minute. I don't think Cam Murray's a back rower. I'll get to that in a minute. So, what does South Sydney lack this year? Well, I think they lack some experienced front rowers now. They lost Sam Burgess at the start of, or at the end of last year. It was his last game in the preliminary final last year against Canberra. They do lack some experience in the forwards now with the loss of Sam, the loss of John Sutton, the loss of George Burgess. They've lost some big names, Souths, but you know, they've done well and got a couple of good ones there, and Liam Knight and Jaden Sewer and Paddy Mago and a couple of those good young forwards coming through. But, you know, to lose Sam Burgess and not replace him straight away is really going to hurt the Rabbitohs, in my opinion. It's not going to have the same impact. You know, Souths don't have that player now who likes to get under the skin of the opposition, you know. They really miss so much about Sam Burgess. I think it's actually a bigger loss than what people think. It's probably the biggest loss. The best I can compare it to was when Cooper Cronk left the Storm. It's a big hole to fill. So, you know, they got to try and cover it. I don't know if Liam Knight's a lock. I don't know what they're doing there, but I think Cam Murray should be the lock. Also, I think they lack a bit of depth. If someone got injured at South Sydney in a key position, they would struggle. Like, if Damien Cook got injured for 6 weeks, Souths would not win a game. They would be absolutely stuffed. If Cook was out for a month, they would be absolutely stuffed. You know, I think they lack a bit of execution too. Like, I watched them in the first 2 rounds against Cronulla and against Brisbane. Now, I've gone back and watched both games because I'm really interested to see how this South Sydney side goes before the pressure on Latrell Mitchell and whatnot. So, the game against Cronulla, they weren't bad. Like, they got out to a 22 points to 8 lead, and then they sort of just went to sleep and they just gave up. They forgot about tackling. And then the Brisbane game, well, that was just disappointing. You know, in that South Broncos game, as you would have saw in round 2, they lost their halfback. Brisbane lost Brodie Croft, and then, you know, I remember watching the game live on Friday night. I remember he went off, and I just went, the South's going to run over him now and put 20 on him, and they ended up losing, which was disappointing. But, you know, I think the other thing that Souths are lacking is execution. Their South Sydney's attack, for mine, I'm really worried about it. They play this ridiculous structured style of football where they just go simple block plays out the back. It's not going to work. What NRL teams know and what they should understand is you're not going to win games of football anymore of structured football, you know. It's all kick reception footy. The game is so fast. It's so fast at the moment. You're not going to win a game of football by playing structured out the back block plays to, you know, wingers and centres, you know. For example, you go at the line there. Reynolds goes at the line. A decoy run from Ethan Lowe on the outside of Latrell. It's just not gonna work. It's just stupid football. That's why I was shitting on South so much, even though they were 1-1. But you can't win games of football of structured footy anymore. It just doesn't work. It might have worked 5 years ago, but doesn't work anymore. They got to really change the way they attack South Sydney for them to go forward. Otherwise, if they stick to this structured football, it's just gonna be so predictable. They'll be like the Bulldogs. They'll score 12 points a game and defend. It's just ridiculous from South. So hopefully they can learn from that. Also, the other thing too is, well, okay, let's start on Cam Murray. Now, Cam Murray last year got Lock of the Year. Why would Wayne Bennett want to play him at second row and try and play Liam Knight at lock? I don't understand that. I mean, if they're looking for impact off the bench with Totola, I can understand that. But look, if you look at South Sydney's side, you've got Liam Knight, you got Tom Burgess, you got Totola, you got Mago, you got some nice young forwards there and a couple of experienced ones. But in my opinion, Cam Murray at lock is probably one of the best locks in New South Wales, one of the best locks in the world. Probably number 2 or number 3 best lock in the world at the moment. He's out of this world, Cam Murray. He is a genuine lock. I don't see him as a second rower. I know he played a bit of back row last year in the semi-finals, but he's not a back rower. He's a dead set lock. And I think Wayne knows that. I don't know what Wayne's doing, but he should be at lock. And the other thing, Latrell Mitchell at fullback. Now, I was at the All-Star game. I saw Latrell Mitchell's first game at fullback since 2016 when he was at the Roosters. When Latrell came through the Roosters junior system, he was actually a fullback at the time. And then he ended up getting a spot in the centres because at the time Roosters had they had Roger at fullback, they had Minnie. I think Minnie was already retired. They had Roger at fullback, and then they signed Tedesco. So Latrell made the centre position his own, and he clearly is the best strike centre in the world when he's playing left centre. But for whatever reason, he wanted to play fullback. I watched him in the All-Star game. He was terrible. I watched him in round 1 against Cronulla. He was terrible. And I watched him against Brisbane, and he was terrible. So, Latrell Mitchell at fullback so far has been a massive failure. I know he's only played 2 NRL games there and an All-Star game there, but you can obviously tell he hasn't got the fitness for fullback. He hasn't got the attack. He hasn't got the defence. He's lazy. His discipline is very poor as well. You saw a lot of games last year where if he'd lose a game, he'd get the shits. He'll grab him by the shirt and just drop him. It's just ridiculous. But look, I think South Sydney are better off playing him in the centres and maybe try him at fullback in a year or two when he gets fit enough. But until then, he's nothing but a centre. And if he keeps playing fullback, he might ruin his reputation as a good football player. So he's going to have to... I can't see him as a full... If he plays fullback, Souths are going to miss the finals, I'm telling you right now. So I need to fix that up real quick. With the loss of Sam Burgess, I think they need a forward like a Jesse Bromwich or a Paul Vaughan, I know they're getting Jai Arrow next year, but is Jai Arrow enough to replace Sam Burgess with? I don't think so. I think they should go to the market Souths, try and get Paul Vaughan, maybe try and get Jesse Bromwich, try and get one of these type of players. And, I think they're a bit short in the forwards. What does South Sydney gain this year? I think they gained some strike players. I think they didn't really sign anyone except for Latrell, really, and he's a strike player. So that's obviously a positive thing, but it's not positive to have him at fullback. It's positive in the centres, in my opinion. Everyone might have a different view on it. Everyone will be like, "Oh, give him time, give him time." How long do you want to give it? By the time you pull the trigger on Latrell at fullback and you go, "No, we'll put him at centre," by then it'll be too late. So. I think he's the best centre in the world when he's playing centres. I think they also gain some fantastic players there, like in the side who actually run the ball. Guys like Cody Walker, Cam Murray, Alex Johnson. They're the spark in attack, and along with Damien Cook. They're the spark players. But overall, as a club, they tend to be really structured at the moment, which is a bit of a negative. But they have gained a bit of strike there with Latrell, but hopefully he plays centres. I don't want to see him at fullback. I think Damien Cook's the key to South Sydney this year. If Damien Cook's fit and firing, Souths are going to be great. If he's not there, they might fall in a heap. But, I think Damien Cook's the key to South Sydney. I think he is the most important player in this side, and if he's not there, Souths won't win many games. Also, a player to watch out for South Sydney this year was Campbell Graham. Campbell Graham is a very good player, man. Pretty underrated in a way. I know he's only young still, but he could be a smoky for New South Wales this year. Obviously, with the whole situation with the Latrell, Adokar and Cleary thing that happened, and New South Wales might be looking for some outside backs, so Campbell Graham might put his hand up and he might be a chance. He's a solid player, Campbell Graham, so watch out for him. He could have a good year. He might get the top try scorer at Souths this year if he plays on the wing. With James Roberts being out for a while, obviously with what happened to James Roberts, with the whole I think it was a mental problem he's got at the moment. So I wish him all the best, and I hope James Roberts gets better soon. I'd love to see him back on the field playing some good football. Hopefully he's okay. I think Bryson Goodwin or Corey Allen will probably come in. Graham probably move to the centres or something. But look, I think South's got enough strike here to do some good things this year. But I think, they've got a good side, but they've got to get the right lineup, in my opinion. They've got a couple of bugs at the moment where they've got to fix up. The predicted finish. Now, Souths this year are either going to go up or they're going to go down. The last 2 years, they've made the preliminary final, and they've gone out in both preliminary finals, so a game short of the grand final. Is there too much pressure on Latrell Mitchell? Probably. That they have to stop this structured football. It's stupid. If they stop the structured football, that might be alright. I think Cam Murray's soft hands when he passes the ball, it's absolutely his soft hands really worry the defense. It really gets defensive teams nervous. It gets, when Cam Murray gets the ball, when he goes at the line, he goes short to someone like Totola or Liam Knight, or maybe a back rower like Ethan Lowe or something, or Cody Walker even. It does worry the defense. It really does. It gets them really nervous. The soft hands are pretty important from Cam Murray. Look, I'm going to be a bit controversial here, and I'm going to say overall that it's a big call here. I think South Sydney are going to miss the finals this year. I think South Sydney will finish in 9th position on the competition ladder. I think they're going to go down this year. I don't see enough. I think they've got a lot of negatives in this side, South. There's a lot of distractions. The whole Latrell Mitchell saga. You sign a player who's arguably one of your best players, probably your best signing for the season, and at the moment it's been all distractions and all negativity. I've seen this movie before. A club signs a big name player, and they're all having distractions, and they end up missing the eight. You remember last year, Penrith had the sex tape scandal with a couple of the players there, and they ended up missing the eight, which I predicted before that even came out. So, I've got a big call to make here, and South Sydney will not play finals football in 2020. To me, they look too structured. They look very predictable, and I don't see much points coming out of them with Latrell at fullback. And I'm not hating on Latrell Mitchell. I think he's a fantastic rugby league player. I don't see him as a fullback. I see him as the best centre in the world. And when he's the best centre in the world, he's probably a top 10 player. But at the moment, he's just predictable. Souths look predictable. A lot of distractions at Souths at the moment, and I think they're going to miss the finals this year and finish in 9th position. I know it's a big call, but hey, you can't expect the top 8 and the top 4 to stay the same every year. There's going to be a sliding team somewhere, and I think in 2020 it will be South Sydney. I think they are the sliders this year. Look over the years, Cowboys were expected to have a big year in 2018. They ended up sliding. Parramatta were the same. Dragons were expected to have a bad year. They ended up going up. A couple of years ago in 2018. It happens. You're gonna see sliding teams. I think South Sydney are the sliding team for this year. Anyway, guys, this has been the South Sydney 2020 preview. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with my prediction for South Sydney. It's a bit of a controversial one, but it's always good to have a bit of a debate. So let me know in the comments below where you think Souths will finish. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow night I will be previewing the North Queensland Cowboys, my team. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.